As you guys can see from the title, I'm getting ready to talk about you know who again. Now, LeBron James is the cause of a lot of controversy and conversations about a lot of different subjects, boy, including Skip Bayless and YouTube beefs and Miami Heat, the reason why they lost the finals and all different kind of things. But I'm gonna go around talking about different things because there ain't nothing going on in the NBA. It's a lockout. I'm still pissed off about that, so I'm just gonna be talking some random things about LeBron James. But more importantly, as you can see from the title, I'm gonna tell you why I think LeBron James is a choker. Now, this is not a video or a title in the video to show you, to say he's a choker and then turn around and say how good he is. I'm not going to do that. I'm really telling you, I really think he's a choker. Now, let me tell you where I'm coming from. LeBron James used to be my favorite player. Now he's not. He's still my favorite player to watch, but I do not support the things he does off the court, and I don't support him as a player or him as a person. But he is definitely my favorite player to watch. If I had to only watch one game, it would be the Miami Heat because of LeBron, because how talented he is. But that doesn't go against the fact that the man's a choke artist. Now, I'm going to say some obvious things in this video about LeBron being a choker. Obviously, what he did in the finals, you know, and people like to talk about stats all the time. How many, game winners he's hit or hasn't hit, and what his field goal percentage is, and his win shares, and all that garbage. I don't care about that. See, stats to me are important for certain things. It's important when agents talk about how much they want their players to get paid, and it's also important when you're trying to compare players in a certain aspect. But there's more to it than just looking at a bunch of numbers. You don't slide a stat sheet across the court. You got to play the game. And in my opinion, even though LeBron James has great numbers and they're gaudy, he's a choke artist. Now he has done some incredible things in the NBA. He has won some games individually by himself, like what he did against the Pistons, and I believe it was '07, '06 or '07. I forget what year it is. I don't keep all that stuff in my head. I don't keep track of all that stuff. But, it's crazy because LeBron James is such a talent. And I've said this before, he's probably the most physically talented player that's ever played this game. Probably second behind Wilt Chamberlain as far as physical talents goes. But he has not lived up to his potential yet. And that's scary because you're talking about a guy that could go down as one of the greatest players of all time. But he's a choker, man. I mean, you talking about what he did in the finals. Think about this. After Game 3, the Miami Heat were up 2-1, okay, after 3 games. And Jason Terry, was having a bad series, and he went on publicly and said that, let's see if LeBron can still check me for 7 games. Basically talking trash to LeBron through the media. So if you're thinking, wow, Jason Terry's talking junk to him, you're thinking, damn, LeBron's about to go and kill him, But he does the opposite. He completely lays an egg, scores 8 points in Game 4, Game 5, and I've said this once and I'll say it again, the most irrelevant triple-double in probably finals history, or one of his most irrelevant triple-double. And then Game 6, he really didn't do nothing. And then all those fourth quarters, he failed. He completely failed. He shut it down. He shut it off. And LeBron disappoints me so much in so many ways. And the reason why he's a choker is because how he played in the previous series against Chicago. I mean, you saw what that guy did. He rivaled Michael Jordan in that Eastern Conference Finals. He played like a man possessed, and I was thinking, man, if he plays like that, I mean, they're going to sweep Dallas. And the thing is, Miami Heat had the home court advantage. They had the better team to me. I think the better team lost the series. It's rare that in a 7-game series the better team doesn't win. But in this case, even though Dallas probably had from 1 to 15 had a better roster and things like that, but there's no way the Miami Heat should have lost that series. You talking about Game 1 where they beat them, Miami did, and then Game 2 they had a 15-point lead and blew it, and then Game 3 they came back and won, and then they lost the next 3 games in a row in terrible fashion.